Imagine making up to $100 an hour from your couch. Just, helping artificial intelligence get smarter. Sounds amazing, right? But how do you actually get the job?
Yeah, that is exactly what we are exploring today.
Right. So we are looking into a platform called Outlier AI. It is operated by a company called Scale AI. And basically, they hire experts as freelancers to train AI models.
Exactly. You could be an AI writing evaluator, a coder, maybe a math trainer, or even a specialized domain expert, like a lawyer or a doctor.
So our mission for this discussion is to walk you, the listener, through this whole application process. We want to demystify the unique interview and assessment phases and just give you practical tips on what to expect.
Yes, because the process can be pretty surprising for most people.
Right. So let me start with the most obvious question. If you're applying to help train the smartest computers in the world, well, what does a job interview even look like?
Well, first off, it does not look like a traditional interview at all. There is rarely a human hiring manager talking to you. Instead, it is usually this automated, project-based screening process.
Oh, wow. So a computer is basically interviewing you to see if you can teach computers.
Yeah, exactly. It is a bit ironic.
Mm-hmm.
But I need to be really clear about something right away. There is no single fixed interview process for everyone.
Okay, so it changes.
Right. It varies heavily based on your role, your specific project, your domain, and even your location. Like, some candidates report doing a one-way video setup where they record themselves, but many applicants describe simply taking online tests.
Interesting. So how do you even get to those tests? I assume you have to apply first.
Yeah, the first step is setting up your profile. You upload your resume, and you usually connect your LinkedIn account. Then an automated system extracts your skills to match you with projects.
I see. But wait, I read a tip about this. Some people might be tempted to list, every single skill they've ever heard of, just to get more matches.
Oh, yeah, you definitely should not do that.
Right, because you should only pick the skills you're truly good at. The system is going to test you on them, right?
Exactly. If you claim you are an expert in advanced physics to get a better job, the system will serve you an advanced physics test. And if you fail, well, you just look dishonest to the platform.
That makes sense. Keep it honest. So after you set up the profile, what is next?
Next is identity verification. The platform uses a system called Persona. You have to use a smartphone and a non-expired government ID, like a driver's license.
It sounds easy enough.
You would think so, but it is actually really strict. And here is the scary part. You generally only get 2 attempts to pass this verification.
Wait, seriously, only 2 attempts? What if my camera is just blurry?
If you fail, you cannot work. It is that simple. They pay out real money across borders, so they have to prevent fraud and follow strict tax rules. So, the security wall has to be very high.
Wow, okay, so wipe off your camera lens for sure. Now, assuming you pass that ID check, the platform needs to prove you actually have those skills you claimed.
Yes, and that brings us to the screening and assessment phase. Many users face what is called a general reasoning screening.
What exactly does that test?
It tests your deductive logic, reading comprehension, and pattern recognition, all under strict time pressure.
So you have to be fast. I read that you usually need a score of 80% or higher to pass.
It is very stressful. You have to read a complex paragraph in English and follow the instructions perfectly.
It sounds a bit like an escape room to me.
An escape room.
Yeah, you are locked in a room, the clock is ticking down, and you have to solve these abstract puzzles. You cannot overthink, but you cannot rush either.
That is a great way to put it. You really have to find that perfect balance of speed and accuracy.
Okay, so that is basic logic. But beyond that, what are they testing when evaluating, say, AI writing or coding?
Well, if you apply as a writer, you might be tested on RLHF. That stands for Reinforcement Learning from Human Feedback.
Right, so let us explain that really quickly. I mean, that basically means a human needs to tell the AI if its answer was good or bad. First.
Exactly. So, for example, you might have to compare 2 different AI responses, and you have to judge them on 4 strict dimensions.
4 dimensions. Okay, what are they?
Well, they are accuracy, completeness, clarity, and instruction following.
Instruction following. So if the user said, do not use bullet points, and the AI uses bullet points,
it fails.
Yeah.
Even if the writing is beautiful. And if you, the human evaluator, miss that mistake, then you fail your test.
Oh, that is tricky. What if you were applying for coding or math?
That gets really hard. Some candidates report getting undergraduate-level computer science questions, like fixing a specific search algorithm in Python, or even advanced calculus problems.
Wow, under a time limit too. But I read that even if people know the math or the writing rules perfectly, they still fail the assessment. Why is that?
That usually comes down to the justification rule.
Yeah, the justification. This is where you have to explain why you picked an answer, right?
Yes. And candidates often write answers that are too vague, or, they give their personal opinion. The system does not want your opinion. It wants clear, objective reasoning.
Right, so no subjective opinions like, oh, I think this sounds nicer. You just follow the rules perfectly and explain your logic.
Exactly.
Well,
You have
yeah.
to connect your reasoning directly to the project rules.
Okay, let us say you do all this. You pass the hard assessments. You write great justifications. You get an email saying a project is waiting for you. But when you log in, well, there are no tasks.
Ah, yes. The famous EQ.
Right, the empty queue phenomenon. This is a huge frustration. Many applicants describe spending 4 to 8 hours reading project documents and taking onboarding courses.
Yes, and that is often unpaid time.
Exactly. Unpaid time, just to sit on a virtual bench with no tasks. Why does this happen?
It happens because Outlier AI is a gig-based platform. It is not a stable, full-time job. Projects come and go in massive waves based on what the client needs right now.
So passing onboarding does not mean getting tasks immediately.
No, it just means you are qualified to work when the tasks finally arrive. And the AI companies build these models in huge batches.
Oh, so they just dump a ton of data all at once?
Exactly. They say, we need 10,000 coding problems checked by Friday, so the tasks flood in. But once that batch is done, the queue goes empty while the engineers process the data.
So you are basically just waiting for the next wave. But it is legitimate work when it arrives, right?
Oh, absolutely. They pay out weekly on Tuesdays via PayPal, bank transfer, or Airtel. The money is real, but it is unpredictable. You really need to treat it as a side hustle.
That is good to know. Keep your expectations grounded. Okay, so when you do get assigned a task, the work is highly competitive. How do you make sure you succeed?
Well, a huge mistake is ignoring the project's Slack channels.
Slack. Why is a messaging app so important for this?
Because project instructions change constantly.
Yeah.
Managers post real-time updates on Slack. If you miss them, you will do the task wrong and hurt your quality score.
Oh, I see. It reminds me of being an independent contractor building a house. You have to read the blueprint carefully every single morning.
Yeah, because the architect might have completely changed the design of the living room overnight.
Right. You cannot just rely on yesterday's instructions. Are there any other big mistakes people make?
Overthinking. Taking way too long on a timed assessment because you are trying to write the perfect justification.
Oh, sure. Because you are paid per task or tracked by an hourly timer, right? You hurt your own hourly rate if you are too slow. So how should people prepare before they apply?
A few practical things. First, find some free timed logic tests online. Practice them. That really helps with the stress of the timer.
Good idea. Just get used to the ticking clock so you do not panic.
Right. Second, when you do enter the onboarding phase, read every single document thoroughly. Do not skip or skim anything.
Even if it is unpaid, treat it like studying for an exam.
Exactly. Because if you skim, you will fail. And then you just wasted your time anyway. And finally, pace yourself during the assessments. Pay close attention to any instructions.
Awesome advice. So just to summarize for everyone listening, Outlier AI is a real high-paying platform for experts to train AI.
Yes, but the onboarding process is a tough series of timed tests.
And the work requires a lot of patience with unpredictable task queues. Like you said, it is a true side hustle, not a stable primary income.
Exactly. You just have to be adaptable.
Well, this has been incredibly helpful to understand.
There was one last provocative thought to think about with all this.
Oh, what is that?
As AI models get smarter and smarter, they're going to need even smarter humans to catch their really subtle mistakes.
Oh, wow. That makes sense. Because all the easy, obvious mistakes will already be fixed.
Right. So, will the interview for AI trainers soon become so difficult that only a tiny fraction of top experts can pass? We might be witnessing the creation of a whole new elite class of human evaluators.
That is a crazy thought. To catch one tiny flaw in 10,000 lines of code, definitely something to think about as you prepare your application. Good luck to everyone applying. Be sure to read the instructions carefully, and we will catch you next time.